Hello everyone, my name is Christian. Welcome to my hobby blog. So tonight I had meant to do a filming of this haul video a lot sooner, but I completely forgot and I'm gonna be gone all weekend. So I thought I would put out one more video before I leave. And so today we're doing a haul video, of course, and one really fun announcement that I have is a very special announcement. I recently, just last night actually, I filmed a discussion with the absolutely amazing, kind, very knowledgeable YouTuber Daisuke Beppu, who, if you haven't been on the channel for long, I am always referencing him and kind of discuss all the recommendations that he has given me throughout my time as a YouTuber and kind of helping me to expand my selections when it comes to the Criterion collection hauls that I do. And so I was very grateful to be invited onto his channel. That video will come out within a few weeks or so. I'll let you guys know when it is uploaded, but let me just say that there was a lot of fun discussions going on about my cinema journey, which is what he calls kind of our adventures and our exploration into cinema. And so I'm very, very excited for that to come out. I just have to thank him from the bottom of my heart because he was one of the main inspirations for me to create this YouTube channel. And so can't wait to have everyone see that video. I think it turned out very well. But let's go on to the haul video now. I'm basically just going to go from the bottom to the top. I've actually already seen one of these. I did kind of break my rule about the watch pile that's out by my TV and then the watch pile that's behind the camera. Because I have a couple, well, I have one stack on the left side here, and then I have another right here, which is, I have it split up by when I do the haul video. And so I think I'm going to keep that system going, because every time I get about 60% full in terms of from one end to the table, from one end of the table to the other, I have it lined up vertically, just like behind me in my collection. And basically, once I get most of it done, maybe just under half of them done, I take one of the stacks and I put it over there, and that kind of allows me to begin that stack. So the reason why I do that is because it allows me to focus on the releases that I've had longer. One, for example, was the Melvin Van Peebles set that's right above me here. I finally just finished it. I'm unsure if I'll do a video yet, but if you're interested, let me know. That might motivate me, but I don't have too many thoughts. I loved the set, though. Two of the movies I watched, I just absolutely loved. One that I thought was great. I have a few issues with it, but the last one in the set is one I thought was really good, but I think I'm missing some historical significance in terms of that film. But let's move on to the haul video. I'm sorry for taking so long to finally get into this, but this is one that I've already seen. I saw it just this past weekend, and it was absolutely amazing. I've reviewed it on my Letterboxd already, but this is a how do they describe it? A live concert Blu-ray, and this is for a band that I have been absolutely immersing myself in lately because it's just such a fresh style of metal for me. Which this band has been around since 2013 or so. But this is the Baby Metal World Tour 2015 or 2014 live in London release. And as you can see here on the bottom, it is a German release. Thankfully, it's all in English for the most part. There's maybe the copyright warning in the beginning. It does start with German and then goes to, all the different other languages like English, Chinese, Japanese, all the major languages that are spoken. But I absolutely loved this live concert Blu-ray, and what I love about this release especially is that it comes with 2 concerts. So I have a few Blu-rays and DVDs of live concerts of some of my favorite bands like Rammstein, Iron Maiden, mostly just those 2. But I have been really wanting to collect more concert Blu-rays of my favorite bands because I don't really want to go to a concert again after COVID and all that. I mean, there's just something about concerts that don't interest me anymore. And so, especially in the comfort of my home and with a high quality Blu-ray and with a good speaker system, or at least headphone system, it could be as good as being there. Although there is a definite magic about being at a concert, but I just don't feel like it right now, going back to concerts. But this whole concert is all of the first album, which has about 15 or so, 14 maybe, songs. And what's interesting about this release is that the first concert is at the Forum, which is a very, I guess, famous venue for metal acts. And so that first one is from July 7th, and the next concert is in the O2 Academy Brixton, which is another major venue for heavy metal acts. And that one was filmed on November 8th, and that one is when we get our first look at the song Road of Resistance, which was actually written by Herman Lee and Sam Totman, who are the guitarists for Dragon Force. And so we get our first look live of that song. So I haven't seen the second concert yet. I do plan on doing that soon, just not right now. But that is the Baby Metal World Tour 2014 live in London. So the next one, this is another concert Blu-ray that I got. I haven't watched it yet, but this is a band that I discovered absolutely randomly. Spotify recommended it, and it was while I was at school. So it was a Friday night, I remember, and I was just really, really drunk that night. And I remember I was just like, Spotify, take the wheel. And I turned it on, and they played one of the songs by this band. And it sobered me up very fast. It's very guttural, very proto, just, it's indescribable. But this is the band Hylung, which means healing in German. This is the Lifa Blu-ray. I'm not sure where they performed at Castle Fest in the Netherlands, which I'm not sure, if that's a major venue, but they are very much a historical, proto-Finnish heavy metal band. I mean, I don't even define them as heavy metal, but if you listen to the first album from beginning to end and don't put it on shuffle, it's a whole experience. I love this band, and I can't wait to finally see what they look like live. So that is Hylung's first Blu-ray. And now we're going on to actual movies now. This first one is a Scream Factory. I decided not to get the 4K of this because I didn't want to wait, first of all. And then I wasn't sure if it was worth paying almost double to get the 4K. And this is Toby Hooper's Life Force. I'm really excited for this one. I read the summary on the back, which I usually don't do unless it's a Vinegar Syndrome subscription package review. And I was absolutely sold by it. I didn't realize that Dan O'Bannon had written the screenplay, and so I was like, oh my god, like, I love Dan O'Bannon. And So I was very happy to see that there's a very high chance that I'll actually really enjoy this one. But that is Life Force on Blu-ray by Tobe Hooper, Scream Factory. This next one's another Scream Factory Tobe Hooper release. They just announced it on 4K, but again, I don't know if I should upgrade to 4K, and it doesn't come out for a few months, so I really wanted to dive into the works of Tobe Hooper, because I don't have the book here, but I've talked about it before, but friend of the channel Will, he wrote a career-spanning book all about Tobe Hooper. So outside of Texas Chainsaw, I mean, there's essays about Texas Chainsaw, but it's a big collection of essays, some written by him, some written by others like Tony Williams, who had done the George Romero book. There's one by Scout Latoifa, who is a big defender of the Mangler, which is regarded as the most widely panned of the Tobe Hooper movies. But this is one that I've heard pretty good things about. This is the film The Funhouse. It's a carnival horror film. It's really all I know about it. And it's made by Tobe Hooper, so I assume there's going to be some really great atmosphere, really great editing, all of that. So I'm not sure about anything else, but oh my god, I'm sorry. The power is freaking out. But the next movie I got, this is the kind of Orbitdvd section of the whole. I have absolutely fallen in love with 88 Films and all the releases. I am full in on them. I think they're one of my favorite companies right now. And so I picked up a lot of the new Shaw Brothers releases. So the first one I got is a Shaw Brothers film called Shaolin Mantis, which I have the slipcover. I love the slipcovers for these releases. But this is Shaw Brothers. That's really all I know. But I do like that they have the main actor David Chiang in this. And we also have the director Lau Kar Lung, who did 36 Chamber of Shaolin, which is on the Shaw Brothers Arrow Volume 1 set. So there's a lot of big names here for this movie. So really, really excited for this one. This is Shaolin Mantis. Psycho Mantis. So the next one is another Shaw Brothers limited release by 88 Films. I love this cover so much. And it's directed by Cheng Che, who had done many of those movies that I reviewed, along with Cult Flicks Fix on our Withering Watchpile episode on Shaw Brothers. So this is the film The Flag of Iron, directed by Cheng Che. All I know is that Cheng Che is involved. I'm really, really excited for this. His movies that he had done in the Shaw Brothers set are absolutely amazing. I am full in on Shaw Brothers right now. So I am very excited to finally have more Shaw Brothers films to watch. So that is The Flag of Iron. Next, we have another Shaw Brothers one. This is one I've heard many great things from or about. And this is one of my favorite slipcovers from 88 Films. But this is directed by someone who I don't really know, but it stars the actor Alexander Fusheng, who I have a lot of respect for, and I gave a little bit of a history lesson on his involvement on Shaw Brothers on the Withering Watchpile episode. So if you want to kind of learn more about him, please tune into that episode. I am so happy with how that discussion turned out. So I'm trying to see anyone else. I don't really know any other names on this, but Alexander Fusheng is an absolute master in his craft. It is such a shame that he died at such a young age. I think he was 25, 26 when he died, so he was my age. I mean, that's so scary. He died in a car accident with his brothers, I believe. They lived, but he unfortunately passed. So this is the film Legendary Weapons of China. I love this slipcover. It looks so just detailed. It's colorful. You have it just feels great in the hand, and that's kind of the big deal for me when it comes to good releases in terms of packaging and how they design it, is whether it feels good to hold. And this is all three of these that I've shown. They all just feel great in the hand. This comes with many, many special features. All of them do. 88 Films just packs the releases. So this is Legendary Weapons of China. So excited for this. And lastly, in the, well, not Orbitdvd haul, but in the last of the 88 Films Shaw Brothers series releases that they have, this is another Alexander Fusheng film. This is one that was almost out of print, I believe, when I bought it, in terms of the limited release that I have. And this is the film directed by Cheng Che again. I just peeked down and looked. So excited for that. Oh my gosh. This is Disciples of Shaolin. Again, look at that design. I love the artwork that 88 Films employs. I believe the guy who does all of the artwork is named Kung Fu Bob. Yes, Kung Fu Bob O'Brien. He is an absolutely amazing artist. And I think he's like the only like artwork guy that 88 Films employs, because everything he does is so unique and original, and they all look really good. So aside from Alexander Fusheng being in this and Cheng Che being the director, I don't know much about this. Again, I don't look up really anything. I look at these films, see who the actors are, who the director is, and I go, yep, I think I'll like it. And so far, almost all of the Shaw Brothers labeled or released movies that I've seen, I've really enjoyed. I think my least favorite, which isn't even like much of a dislike, is the Peking Man, which is kind of the take on the King Kong story. And I enjoyed that one a lot, but all the others are just so much better. And so it really speaks to the quality that even for a movie that's very derivative of the King Kong storyline, and that they're doing their own take on that in the classic Shaw Brothers fashion, I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I'm shocked I haven't seen, out of the 6 or 7 movies that I've seen now in the Shaw Brothers catalog, none of them have been bad. So I hope Disciples of Shaolin is not one of them. So that is the final kind of 88 Films limited release that I got from Orbitdvd. And then next we're going to do some more Jackie Chan 88 Films that I picked up. This one is one that is directed by John Woo, I believe. No, James Glickenhaus. So it's a German last name, I had to make sure. But this is a movie that Tony Jaa, who is one of my favorite martial artists of today, he did a movie with the same title as this that Jackie Chan actually has a cameo in. And this is the original one that Jackie Chan himself did in the US, kind of when he was first started making US-made martial arts films. This is The Protector. This is one of the most famous Jackie Chan movies outside of Drunken Master, New Fist of Fury, Eagle Under the Snake, or Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. I think I got that title right, but this is one that I just cannot wait to see because I'm a huge fan of Tony Jaa's The Protector, but I haven't seen the original one. So this will be a really fun deep dive for me. But that is The Protector. 88 films. Of course, the back here with the, special features and all that, it's a paragraph. I love to see it. I love to see Error or 88 films have such a long special features list. But this is another Jackie Chan movie. I'm not sure how involved he is, because he's not really even... Oh, he is on the front. My brain did not register that this was him. But this is the film directed by Lo Wei, who is the guy who brought Jackie Chan to the world. And I love Lo Wei. And him working with Jackie Chan is like watching miracles happen in front of your eyes. It is always so well directed, well acted. The action scenes are always absolutely amazing. And this is the film To Kill with Intrigue. Has a very cowboy western name, but on the front, I did not recognize Jackie Chan in that. I'm not used to him having such long hair. So I wonder if that's a wig. But I think I'm almost done getting all of the Jackie Chan films now from 88 films, but they keep announcing more. I'm not sure how many Jackie Chan movies there are, but 88 films is doing their part and bringing it to the wider audience. So I'm really excited for this, a Lo Wei Jackie Chan collaboration. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I just know that. It's just a state of fact. But now we're going to go on to my kind of Vinegar Syndrome below 1,000 quantity pickups. These are ones that I just went ahead and got before the sale begins, because I was a little bit nervous that they were going to sell out before they had, or at least during the sale. And so the sale is next month this month on the 27th. So exactly 3 weeks now, in 3 Fridays, I guess. But this is a movie that I've seen before, directed by Roberta Fenley, and I actually saw this class in my cult films class at my college with where Will was actually the professor for this, and he showed the censored version. This is another hardcore film. This is a Woman's Torment. This is one that I actually really enjoyed in class, but watching it in class was not the most comfortable experience, knowing that this was originally a porno film. And so I am very excited to rewatch this, and in the porno cut, I guess, and with the audio commentary track, because that's really the only way to watch a porno is to not you just have to have, somebody talking to you about the significance of it. Just like in 9 Lives of a Wet Pussy. That movie is okay on its own, like just watching it. But I really enjoyed the audio commentary track. And the commentary track is just for the R-rated cut. So I'm very interested to see what she has to say in regards to this film. So this is A Woman's Torment, released by Vinegar Syndrome. Next is kind of my slip covers. I only got one Vinegar Syndrome slip cover. This is really the only one that I just wanted to watch as soon as possible. But with the way that my system is, I might as well have gotten it during the sale. But this is a movie that I've heard many great things about. This is The Cellar. I love that slipcover. It's a shot-on-video film, from what I remember. It is not, but it is directed by the same guy who did Night of the Demons, which is a new 88 films release, actually. And he also did Witch Trap, which is another Vinegar Syndrome release. But this is a creature feature is what I understand, and that it takes a lot of, I think, inspiration from indigenous, I guess, beliefs. I'm not really sure. I don't research too much about a movie before watching it, because I want to go in totally blind. But this is one that I've heard many great things about, so if I don't like it, I mean, it's kind of whatever. I can just resell it. But if I do like it, good. I'm very excited. So this is the seller. Next, we have partner labels that I got that I thought would be good to just go ahead and get. This first one here that I got it because I have been an absolute sucker for shot on video trash. They're not all trash, but in terms of the budget, it's very, very low. And this comes from the Wave Productions company, which I don't know if I discussed the documentary that Saturn's Core released all about that studio, but it's basically mail-in order VHS tapes where you ask Wave Productions to make a specific type of film, and they'll make it for you. And you can send them a script if you want, or you can just have a sentence saying, like, I want a Giallo movie with hot babes, or whatever. And in the documentary, they talk about how quickly it became like a fetish service for people, and that all the actresses were kind of like, yeah, after a while, it got pretty creepy. But, we were getting paid a lot of money for these. But this is one of the most famous movies from that period. This is Psycho Sisters. It looked very interesting from the documentary. They talked with all three actresses here on the front, and they were all... this was one of the first movies that they made, and this is what got the name out there. Ray Productions. So... I love the just very low quality front of this. It looks like a high school yearbook photo, except none are as violent as this, but you can see on the back here, like, those are actual pixels that you can see. Maybe it's not as noticeable on camera, like on this camera, but very pixelated. It's shot on video. I don't think this is when they were very fetish-centric, but I'm interested to see whether it's as good as it looked from the documentary. So that is Psycho Sisters. So this next one is one that I've actually been really interested in because it's like a time capsule look at a very interesting piece of UK history that I actually never knew anything about, which is when the UK actually banned, they banned gatherings featuring music with repetitive beats across the UK. And I never knew anything about that. It lines up very well with the Video Nasty era, so I assume it's in the same era of the 80s and the 1990s, especially with the video rental stores, of just having Drill a Killer with the guy's head getting drilled in, just right there where anyone could see it. That's kind of what really sparked off the Video Nasty movement, and of course the high rates of crime. And instead of realizing that, people are just that way, and that it's not because of movies and music that, people suddenly turn violent. There's a much deeper rooted issue going on than saying, oh, it's Iron Maiden, ban everything Iron Maiden. But this movie is called Beats. This is one that I think has been out for like 2 years now, and it still has the slipcover. So you can tell that not many people have seen this. But this is from the same company, at least this release. It's Music Box Selects, which also did the amazing release of Heavy Trip, which was one of my favorite releases of last year, or at least one of my favorite surprise releases from the companies, the partner labels. So I can't wait to see this because I love music. I love movies surrounding music, and especially a historical look at music. And so mostly biographies about different bands. Like the one all about the Doors is really, really good. It's like almost 2.5 hours or something. And it's all about Jim Morrison. That is one of my favorites. And so I'm really excited to look at a different type of music film that I haven't really seen, or at least known of. So this is Beats. So next we are doing my final Arrow Easter sale releases that I got. I got a paycheck like a week after the initial Arrow video Easter sale haul that I did, and so I did round 2. And I also had a lot of store credits, so I was able to get a few of these free, which was really nice. But the first one I got, because I've seen it many times, is directed by Terry Gilliam, who, if you don't know, he did Brazil, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He did Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Jabberwocky, Time Bandits. All of them are wonderful films. And this is one that is very, very disturbing. It's one that I watched it on a whim one day. I rented it from my school library. And I was just struck for many hours after finishing it by how disturbing this film was. And this is the film by Terry Gilliam again. He also did 12 Monkeys, which is one of my favorite Arrow releases. This is Tideland. The amazing Jeff Bridges is in this film, along with trying to find her name. Her character's name is Jeliza Rose, but it's played by Jodelle Ferland. And she is an actress who was definitely more famous as a child actress. But this is the one where her acting is just absolutely amazing. She basically witnesses her father die in the very beginning of the film after they both went out after her mom overdoses on heroin, I believe. And then her dad, played by Jeff Bridges, also dies to a heroin overdose. And so her her mind, the mind of a child, is trying to process these two deaths, these very traumatizing deaths. And we see everything she experiences through the Terry Gilliam perception, which is very fantastical, very bordering on reality, but definitely more in the fantasy aspect. And there's a part in this movie, like it's right at the end, I think it's the last 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes of the film, where everything, all the fantastical elements is just gone. And we just get to see the situation as it is. And that's when our main character, Jeliza Rose, kind of realizes what's going on with another character. And it just flips a switch, and it is the most disturbing, disgusting kind of, not reveals, because you have a feeling within yourself that there's something more going on. But that moment, I think, is one of the most clever, masterful moments in Terry Gilliam's filmography. And I think I'm gonna have to review this one because there's just so many thoughts I have on this movie, and it is definitely the hardest to watch by Terry Gilliam. I mean, on every single release of this movie, because I had the DVD at school. I didn't own the DVD, but I rented it often to just kind of rewatch it and just really immerse myself in the films of Terry Gilliam. And on each release that I've seen of this movie, there's not really a option to turn this off, but there's an introduction by Terry Gilliam where he talks about the film for about 5 minutes. Maybe 3 minutes, I think. But it's a very short introduction. He says, not many people like this movie. This movie is very hard to interact with. This is a film that is very divisive. It's one that not many people will enjoy, but it's a movie that he really wanted to create. And don't go in expecting the whimsical aspects of a Terry Gilliam, like Jabberwocky or Monty Python. He makes it pretty clear what expectations you should have going in. So this is Tideland. I can't wait to actually talk about this. This is definitely going to be a review further down the road. But this next one I got on a personal recommendation from, I think Leon recommended it, or at least he reviewed it. And I just realized it's like 2 layers of shrink wrap on this. Oh well. But this is a Thanksgiving slasher film. This is one that I know nothing about except that it is a movie theater centric slasher, which I've been kind of keeping track, and I've seen a lot of theater specific setting movies lately, and this is another one, but this one takes place during Thanksgiving. This is Blood Rage. I never really looked at this movie before until this sale, because I did have a lot of store credit. I think I got $50 off my order or something like that, so I got 2 or 3 movies for free. And this was one of them that I added because I was like, okay, you know, I don't really know anything about this. I know it's the special effects by Ed French, who had done Terminator 2, which is one of the best, well, at the time, special effects. But all I know is that it's a very bloody slasher. I'm looking at the special features, and there are multiple audio commentaries, interviews, everything. So, this is Blood Rage. I'm sorry I don't have more to say, but do know that I am excited for this. Next, we're going into the slipcover Arrow releases that I got from the sale. This is one that was definitely bought on a total whim, but this is a recent movie, I believe, from like 2020, maybe 2019. But this is the film The Deeper You Dig. This is another like atmospheric slasher movie, is what I've heard it described as. But I always feel bad when I say I don't know nothing about, you know, movies that I buy and spend money on, but I'm very excited for this one. Leon was again recommending this. He was actually there because we were just finishing up the Shaw Brothers Withering Watchpower episode, and we usually hang out for about an hour or two after filming, and he recommended this one, so I'm putting a lot of trust in him. So I really hope this one's a great one. I love the slipcover. It's very provocative of a mystery slasher film. So I love the car behind the guy presumably digging a grave, whether for himself or for somebody else. I don't know, but I'm excited for this release. It's a recent one by them, so oh my gosh. So this one here, this next one is one I'm very excited for. It is Shaw Brothers, I believe. But yes, it is. Okay, I see the icon here. But this is one that is highly recommended, and it's been rumored that it's in volume 2 of the Shaw Brothers set. So I just went ahead and got it just in case that it's not in the set, because I don't want to wait, and because Arrow's bizarre, they do not do the essay booklets after 2000 releases, and this is one that almost everybody bought. And so this is another Alexander Fusheng film, directed by Lau Ka-lung, who had done 36 Chamber of Shaolin, which is another very famous film in the Shaw Brothers catalog. But this is 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. I can't wait for this one. This is one of the most well-known of the Shaw Brothers films, and it has Alexander Fusheng. I've been on a big Alexander Fusheng kick lately, so I can't wait to watch 8 Diagram Pole Fighter. This next one was actually a trade that I did with Leon. I traded a Vinegar Syndrome partner label for this. He upgraded this to 4K and had this laying around. And I believe he said he only watched it once. So this is like new. This is a limited edition Blu-ray set. This is a movie that I don't really have any feelings about, at least any positive feelings about John Landis. I think I don't want to be negative here, but I think he's awful. He's an awful human being. He caused the death of 2 children and a very famous actor when he was filming the Twilight Zone film. And there's a great episode all about the horrible tragedy that happened on that filming location from the documentary series called Cursed Films, which is from Shudder. It's a Shudder original, and my god, it is one of my favorite documentary series ever. They tackle a lot of troubled or haunted filming, or at least the shooting of films. They talked about, the last one I saw was on Alice in Wonderland. That was the first episode of season 2. And they're doing Stalker, they're doing, I believe Possession is one they're doing, and they just announced a really big one that I was very excited for when I heard about it, but I can't recall. But this is a release I was very happy to trade for, because it meant I didn't have to pay money for this, because John Landis is still making money off of these releases, and I didn't want to contribute towards his livelihood. But this is An American Werewolf in London. This is the very well designed Blu-ray set. I love the designs of the limited sets, but this has the poster, this has a booklet, and it comes with the movie. So I'm not really sure what the features are. I've seen the movie actually already years ago. I remember really loving it, and loving the effects, especially. The transformation scene, of course, is one of the most widely regarded best makeup scene of all time, especially in the werewolf movie genre. And so I do see here that there's a new interview with John Landis, so I might watch that, I might not, but this is An American Werewolf in London. I enjoy the movie a lot. I love the 2 actors in the main roles, but complicated feelings on John Landis. So very happy to have that movie now, and in a way that I didn't have to contribute money to him. So next we're going back to the Easter sale haul, part 2, I guess. Excuse me. This next release is a box set that I got because it was recommended to me by Will, and I've heard a lot of good things about this set. I don't think this is the limited edition one, but this is a box set called Blood Hunger, the films of Jose Loaz. I cannot wait to dive into this. The Spanish horror genre is one that I don't have many experiences with or much exposure. So it's a total blind spot for me, Spanish horror films. So I've seen, I think Dolly Dearest is considered a Spanish horror film. It was at least made by a Spanish director, but I'm really excited for this one. This is 1970s Spanish horror, which is grossly underrepresented in every company. So really happy that Arrow put out this sale. That means that more diversity can be included into the releases. So Blood Hunger, the films of Jose Loraz. Very excited for that one. There's a lot of releases here. I'll show it in a second. But this next one I got because I hadn't owned any of these films that are in this collection. But I know some people who have and not really happy that Vinegar or Error Video did this release. But as someone who is very lazy on getting those movies individually, I was happy that they've been putting some Giallo films together into box sets. They just announced Volume 2, which looks just as amazing as this one, but this is the Giallo Essentials. This one comes with Torso, What Have They Done to Your Daughters, and lastly, Strip Nude for Your Killer. So I am absolutely excited for this. I know it was pretty controversial when this came out in regards to that these were all 3 releases that were already out there for a number of years, especially Torso and Strip Nude for Your Killer. I remember those coming out back in like 2017, 2018, and it's 2022 now. So it's nice that Arrow is having a kind of curated series of releases now, where they can stick older releases back together. And Vinegar Syndrome doesn't do it enough, in my opinion. They just did a Rudy Ray Moore box set, which I just finished watching. I love those films. Rudy Ray Moore is one of my favorite actors from the 70s. He's not a good actor at all, but fuck does he try. And all those releases from those films of Rudy Ray Moore were already out, but they made a new box set and kind of just put them all in and made it easy for people to finally dive into Rudy Ray Moore. So I'm really excited for this one. I love Giallo films. I have a soft spot for them. I'm pretty apologetic to it anytime they copy from other films, but I'm so excited for this. I'm very happy that they're curating, box sets like this. I think more companies should be doing that. And we got one last release. This is one I pre-ordered back in January, I believe. So it's been a good long while. But this is the company Error4444. This is a company that blew me away with Anatomia Extinction. I had a few gripes about the actual packaging, with the text being too small, with the slipcover being a little thin, but they have completely negated all of those complaints with this release. This is the Forest Collection, as they call it, but it comes with the films Funky Forest, The First Contact, and The Warped Forest. It has been described as David Lynch takes mushrooms and goes to Japan and meets with David Cronenberg. I heard that and I said, yep, I'm convinced. I mean, I love what Error4444 is doing. We need a label that specializes in Asian horror. And so I've seen a few GIFs from these movies on Instagram through AGFA or even Error4444 themselves. And oh my god, this seems absolutely ridiculous and outrageous and disgusting. And this is exactly how I want it. So the effects look really great too. And I actually found out today that Funky Forest is like 2.5 hours. So I'm going to have to take a weekend to go through this set and look through the special features, because I'm not really sure what the special features are, because with how, I wouldn't say slow, but with how much time that this company is taking to do releases, it is absolutely feasible to get every release that they have. Anatomia Extinction, if you remember, came out, oh my gosh, I think back in like September or August of last year, and we're now getting this release in May. And so I'm very excited for this. I have been waiting a long time for more releases by Error4444, and this one just looks crazy. I can't show the back because there's a lot of nudity, although it is a little bit body horror on the back, so I kind of want to show it, but I can't. But this is the Forest Collection by Error4444, and that concludes the haul. Actually, this release did come with a little soundtrack disc for Funky Forest and Warped Forest, and this is pretty cute, but this came with a kind of postcard along with a screenshot from each movie, I guess. One with Funky Forest, and the other side, I presume, is Warped Forest. But whenever I open this and I go through it, I'm going to stick them into that set. I hope they fit. I hope there's room, because I don't want to keep them separate. So those are all of my releases, and I'm just going to hold them up instead of just going through them all one more time. But you can see that it's... Whoa. But you can see that they are kind of all here. Getting a little nervous lifting this up. Here we go. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't make it so top heavy. Okay, we're gonna take the box sets down. So, okay, so you saw those, and here's the rest of my kind of haul. I hope y'all can see that. I am good on releases for the next month or so. I'm definitely doing the Vinegar Syndrome Halfway to Black Friday sale, which is on the 27th, I believe, in about 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And so I'm very excited for that. There are so many releases I have on my wish list that I'm going to go through and try to pick up. Lots of slipcovers, a lot of really old releases by Vinegar Syndrome that I've never even heard of, by directors who I love a lot. And so that's just to give you a tease, I guess, of what's coming soon. But thank you all so much for watching, and please have a great weekend.